I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can get in line.
What's up, you guys? How you doing? Welcome back. My name is Pel Motlhabane. Yo, guys, just when you think you see a little bit of progress on this trial, someone comes in, they take a stand, and then they just completely take you back to where you started. They just take you right back where you started. Like literally, it's like a hamster wheel where no one is really getting anywhere. So this past week, accused number one, he had taken to the stand, right? He's still insisting that he's been beaten, he's been assaulted, he's been tortured. He insists that all those things happened, but according to his testimony, this abuse was a lot more than what he shared with his defense advocate, Thulani Mngomezulu. He says he was pointed with firearms throughout the day, on that day when he was allegedly assaulted, so much that he ended up messing himself. He ended up, specifically, he said he ended up urinating himself. So apparently he even had to go change his pair of trousers after all those beatings and whatnot. He had to change his trousers. So following all those beatings and whatnot, he insists that he ended up doing what he had to do to save his own life. He's completely denying everything that Brigadier Gininda and his team of police officers said while they were on the stand. It was a whole series of denials from accused number one. He says he told the police that he knew nothing about the killing of Meyiwa. He never made any admissions to Sergeant Mkhola and Brigadier Gininda. He says he was never booked to meet any traditional healers. He was never booked to see any Mkhulu. He was never read his rights, nor told of the consequences of not remaining silent. He was never told that whatever he said could be used against him in a court of law. He says he was never told any of that. He was never at a hostel in Tembisa. The police never found any ammunition in his shack. He said he didn't know where the charges of possession of ammunition and drugs were coming from. I mean, he was just found guilty of charges of possession of ammunition and drugs just a month ago, right, by a separate court. He was convicted. Why is he still insisting that he has no idea where those charges are coming from? But anyway, he maintains his truth. He says he does not have any idea where those charges are coming from. So, yeah, where is the truth? It looks like there are so many lies that have been told here. How do you even reach a decision based on stories that are polar opposites? I mean, the police is here saying we have statements that are telling us that this person was heard boasting about his involvement on the killing of this man, Senzo, at a family gathering. Then fast forward, they are saying he made statements that sounded to them like it was admissions. He was admitting or confessing to the police. Then the police claim to have taken him to all of these, the traditional healer. They went to his shack. They searched his shack. They found ammunition from his shack. And they also have it on record that they found this ammunition from his shack. And then the man comes and he says nothing like that happened. None of those things happened. The only thing that he maintains is his innocence. He says he did what he had to do to save himself, but throughout the whatever time his involvement with the police, he insists that he told them he didn't know anything about Senzo. He didn't know what they were talking about, and in return, he's been assaulted, and ended up doing himself. The only thing that usually looks like a problem to me is when you look like you are very clear in what you're saying, and then all of a sudden when things get a little heated, you lose memory, because it ended up like when it comes to his rights being read to him and all those things, then he said he doesn't remember his rights being read to him. So for me, it's like You can't be that very clear on this story and then some things become a complete loss of memory. You can't end up losing memory when it doesn't suit you. So honestly, that to me is like an indication of lies somewhere. He said he had no reasons to lie about what happened to him. But I'm sure even the police would say the same thing. They would say they have no reason to lie about the things that they say he said to them. So it's like he said, she said, he said, she said. It's up to Ratha to figure it out. Now, when it comes to his arresting statement, he asked to be shown his arresting statement. Now, the judge and Advocate Mshololo ended up at each other's throats here. They ended up having a very heated argument because the judge went ahead and read the said arresting statement to the court. But Mshololo objected and said the accused should not be referred to a statement that was made when he was not there. The judge obviously took the objection very personally. He took the objection emotionally because he seemed to feel like the advocate was accusing him of being a crook. I don't know. I didn't get that part of accusing him to be a crook, but he insisted that he felt like he was being labeled a crook. It was quite evident that he felt like his integrity was being put to question by Advocate Mshololo. Well, honestly, it's how the man felt. We can't fault him for that. We can never really control or expect a specific response from someone when it has to do with how they are feeling. He felt like he was being called a crook. He felt like he was being labeled dishonest. And what followed that, it was just an emotional outburst. But quite honestly, for me, it seemed like it seemed like just a drama for the minute. The most important thing to me was, where does the truth lie in all of this? Where does the truth lie between the story that is so meticulously told by the police about this accused man and his strong denial of the same? That's what I found myself thinking throughout the accused number one being on the stand. Where is the truth? Well, next we are going to have accused number two on the stand. He's also one of the men who are said to have confessed and also at some point even offered to testify against his co-accused. He's obviously on the same boat as accused number one. So we are likely to get the same direction from him, and the direction being deny, and they will have to figure out the truth for themselves. So yeah, well, there you go, guys. Like always, let me hear your thoughts on this one. Let me hear your thoughts. It seemed to me like we're going through the same thing over and over and over. The same thing comes up in very many different ways. So I guess it's up to the judge to end up finding the truth in there somewhere. Many versions of the same thing, and the evidence that keeps being brought to the court is not really cut and dry like that. It's not really cut and dry like that. So yeah, accused number two is going to be on the stand next. We expect the same line of cross-examinations from the prosecution as well as the defense. I doubt it will be any different from what we saw with accused number one. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me hear them in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again very soon. I appreciate your time very much. Bye-bye.